Welcome back, everyone, to the Giga Weekly Show, where we talk about all the things that are not important to you, but are probably important to us. I am
Hopefully, some of it's important to you.
I mean, if you're going to listen to the show, it's not going to be to learn anything like
Okay, that's
that
fair.
you're probably going to need in life.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're not going to teach you how to change a tire. We're going to tell you about dog welder.
Right.
So you tell me if that's important information.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I'm one of three hosts,
Right.
Luis Delatore.
Right.
I'm Daikaiju Tony.
And this is Adam Kren. How are you guys doing?
Great.
How are you doing out there? Let
Really-
us know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe.
I thought you were referring to me
Dislike.
because you were pointing at me. And,
my
okay.
camera's facing you too. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's all good.
You're-
How are you too?
I was just gonna.
I'm
I
all
was
right.
just gonna say. You know what? You're a jerk. How are you, Tony? How do you feel?
I feel really comfortable,
I hear
Wow.
you.
especially in this chair.
Yeah.
You know, we could swap chairs one of these days.
I
Oh no,
see
no,
you.
really, I like this chair.
Oh, okay.
I see you and I hear you.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you're.
Wow.
I'm glad that you're doing great.
Wow.
Thank you.
Anyway, before we get on to business, let's talk about this business. Our
Right.
sponsor, Cosmic Comics, which has a beautiful, fantastic assortment of all the things your heart could ever hope for. Comics,
It's true.
figures, posters, shirts, things of that nature.
Graph-
Outlaw energy drink.
Graphic
I
novels,
always forget.
books,
Yeah.
Pokemon, pops, statues, lanyards,
Godzilla stuff.
Godzilla stuff, right?
Deadpool stuff. No,
Deadpool stuff.
I know the kids love Deadpool.
Wonder Woman stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird.
I have no problem with kids liking R-rated stuff.
That's true, yeah.
So yeah, come on down. We're in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right.
Should you ever find yourself down here, yes, please give us a visit
Right.
and buy stuff. Yes, I'm going to Michael Eisner this. Bring money. if you're gonna come to Cosmic, bring money.
Yes. And a mask.
And a mask.
I
It's
mean, you're
true,
free
yeah.
to come down whenever, but if you had
Right.
money, that'd be great.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to get into it?
Let's get into it. All right.
Today's episode.
Today's episode is odd. So we're gonna talk about some
Right.
comic book characters that are just plain weird, strange, and you probably never
Dumb.
heard of them. Dumb is a good, that's a
Yeah.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
So we're
Or
gonna
just
share,
their motivations are just garbage.
yeah. There's so many really bad, cheesy,
There are a lot.
stupid superheroes that we should do this
Right.
again. We should probably do this a few times
Right.
to bring up more.
I am proud to say though that none of us picked Pace Pop Pete because he is too easy of a
No,
target.
no.
Plus, he's sort of re-entered
First
popular
off-
culture, and they make fun
Has
of him
he?
in modern books.
Oh.
Yeah, for being a bad villain or a dumb
Hmm.
villain.
First off, Pace Pop Pete is not stupid. Pace Pop Pete is not dumb. Pace Pop Pete is great.
yeah.
Okay.
Especially his original outfit.
Yeah. Oh, was it
The
the
French
purple?
painter's
Yeah,
outfit.
Oh my gosh.
Little
Yes.
beret and the little. He literally
Mm.
had a bucket of glue. Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, he is not dumb. You are dumb.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we'll do an episode of great heroes and villains, and we'll have Pace Pop Pete on there.
There you go. There you go.
So I want to start us off.
Right.
So like I was looking through some of these ones, and I found one that was really weird. I come to find out that it was meant to intentionally be weird,
Right.
because it was written by
Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis. It's a
Right.
Garth Ennis creation from Hitman. His first appearance was Hitman number 18. I brought him up at the beginning of the show. Dog welder.
Dog welder.
Now, right, just from the name, what can you assume about dog welder? I assumed that it was an anthropomorphic dog that welded.
Right. That's what you would think.
That's what you would
especially
think.
in comics, right?
Yeah. So Dog Welder is a member of a group in Hitman, which is a comic by Garth Ennis called
Right.
Section 8. They were like wannabe superheroes. And one of them is Dog Welder, who is a guy.
Right.
And Dog Welder, he welds dogs to your face.
What?
Yeah.
What?
His thing is welding dogs to people's faces.
That seems horribly inhumane.
Well, yeah, dead dogs.
It is a Garth
He
Ennis.
he hung out in alleys. He would capture dogs and kill them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
dark.
like that part was like really dark. That's where the Garth Ennis stuff comes in. But the fact that he welds them to people's faces is really what got me. He does
Right.
end up being vaporized by a demon at some point, so you can take solace in the fact that Dog Welder's dead.
pays the price, right? That's bizarre.
Yeah. Wizard Magazine declared Dog Welder the best new character of the year when he made his debut.
That
But I
sounds
don't
like
know-
the late 90s.
But yeah, I don't know how seriously I can take
Right.
Wizard, especially late 90s Wizard.
Right.
Yeah.
They were ahead of their time in a way because they went purely digital years before they should have.
Wait, is Wizard still a thing?
No,
or
they quit printing comics.
Yeah.
We're going on a little segue here. They quit printing. I mean, comics. They used to print the magazine. They
Yeah.
quit printing the magazine and went completely digital. Now, granted, in 2010 it might have been a little safer. 2015 even better yet. When
They
did
were
they
like,
do
what,
it? Like
like
2000,
Early
2001?
2000s, yeah, early 2000s.
Way ahead of their time, like in a bad way.
I
'cause
remember the last
they tanked after that.
one of the last magazines I saw had Iron Man on it.
Right.
So like Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. So whenever that was, it was like 2004.
maybe it was.
2008.
Yeah, it would have been 2008. Well,
2008?
it could have been as early as 2005 or 6 because those movies are filmed a couple years out.
Yeah.
It's possible.
But
But yes, anyway.
I know they went digital too early. Too
Yeah.
early. Yeah, or at least completely. They just flat out went completely digital. They're like,
Yeah.
guess what? No more print. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So anyway,
Thanks.
anyway, Dog
Dog
Welder
Welder.
was the best new character of the year when he made his debut. I'm sure it was because he was a novelty in a Garth Ennis book.
Right.
So
He would have made a great Twisted Toy Fair theater toy.
yeah, so like I read about this guy, and I was just like, I don't know if I want to bring him up in this kind of episode, but
right.
I think the fact that he welds dogs to people's faces is really what captured me.
That is bizarre.
Yeah, I want to see a
really
dog
bizarre.
welder movie with Crispin Glover as the dog welder.
Right.
And you don't have to see Crispin Glover's face either. He's just
Well,
wears
his
a welding
voice will-
mask.
He's good enough to where his voice and mannerisms will definitely make Dog Welder seem
a dog to your face.
odd, yeah.
I'm gonna weld a dog.
If you don't know who Crispin Glover is, he was the original George McFly in the old Back to the
Back to
Future.
the Future, yeah.
But he was also he was the, what do they call him, the thin man or the skinny man in Charlie's Angels?
Oh,
the
yeah,
old
the
one.
Thin Man,
Well,
yeah. Or
the
something
one-
like that.
The 2000s one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the really good one?
The actiony one by Mick G.
Mick.
He was in The
Gangsta.
Fly 2, right?
No,
that's
that's
someone
Eric Stoltz.
You-
he
he
was
was-
also originally Back to the Future.
You
yeah,
know,
because I think of when he said Back to the Future,
Right.
people were supposed to be Marty originally. I think of Stoltz.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't he in what was that horror movie?
He was a remake of Willard.
Yeah,
He-
with
yeah.
the pet rat.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's not bad.
He's
I would if they made a dog welder movie, I would put him. I would make
if
him
Crispin
the dog
Glover
welder.
was in it, yeah.
I'd make him the dog welder.
All right. Next up, I have two, and they're both really bad in their own ways. One, from a society standpoint, is much worse. So I think I
From
might
a
hit.
society standpoint.
Well, from a cultural standpoint, you'll get what I mean when I get to him. But I'm going to save him to last.
he's
So
a public menace.
the first one I'm going to get to, which, well, let me just jump right in it. Chemistro. Or Chemistro, I don't know how you pronounce it,
that
right?
sounds like a very like Silver Agey.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I
Right?
guess he would have been late, actually early Bronze.
Oh,
He was
okay.
originally a Luke Cage villain.
Okay.
He was fired for his genius.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, right. He invented something that he invented on company time, which of course the company said, well, you did it on our time. It's ours. You're out of here.
Hmm.
Get out, pal. So he sought to recreate that invention he was fired for, which he did. Why? To take revenge on his old boss. Okay. Now that seems like pretty
Sure,
typical.
Yeah.
Pretty typical
Yeah.
comic book fare, right?
They don't know my genius. I'll show them. I'll
Right,
show them all.
Right. Two others have held this fabulous technology of the original Chemistro. Chemistro 1 was a Luke Cage villain, of course, and at one time he was actually an Iron Man James Rhodes ally, which helped him defeat Chemistro 3.
Hmm.
Chemistro 2 was again a Luke Cage villain, and Luke 3 was also a Luke Cage and Iron Fist villain.
Why
but-
don't you just get Nuclear Man to help?
Right. I believe there's more recent incarnations that had him fighting the Avengers.
Hmm.
And what's funny is his power, which I'll get to, his power, on the surface, he seems like he might be a really strong second string villain,
Sure.
right?
I mean,
Um,
when I think of a name like Chemistro, and you're
Right.
talking about like early Bronze Age,
Yeah,
late
yeah.
Silver Age, like
Yeah.
I would imagine he's like a metamorpho kind or something like that.
In a way, that's true.
Okay.
However,
Yeah.
this is a guy who's an inventor who was fired from his company, right?
Isn't this the guy from Superman? The guy that we talked about him?
No,
that,
he's a Marvel character.
What's his name played?
He's a Marvel character.
No, I know, but it's basically the same thing. I got fired, so.
Right, yeah. But here's what his technology does. His alchemy gun can turn anything into any other element, which he named it after the ability to turn lead into gold, which he can do.
Okay.
So let that sink in.
He can turn lead into gold.
He can turn lead into gold.
He can basically do alchemy. Yeah.
Right. And he decides, I'm going to go take it out of my boss. Dude, just make some gold and freaking buy an island in the Caribbean, right?
You know what? You want to screw over your
buy
boss?
the company.
Buy the company.
No, he's going to go after him.
I'm going
to
kill him. This guy is on the verge of like, oh my God, like on the verge of science.
Right.
A gun that turns stuff into other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm going to take it out on my boss.
Right.
Like, come on. There's better ways to do that.
You were smart enough to invent the thing, come up with a better plan on how to get back at him.
So he's an idiot.
Yeah. He's a savant, apparently.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that is Comestro. Comestro 1, of course, was the main guy that invented it. Comestro 2 was actually his cellmate that he told the secret to, which that guy went and invented the gun, I guess, or reinvented the gun.
Must be super easy.
Right. And then Comestro 3 was actually his little brother that he had to help James Rhodes and Iron Man defeat. So that is Comestro, or Chemistro. Chemistro.
Chemistro sounds better.
He's an alchemist. He's a technological alchemist. He can create anything. But that's what he decides to do.
So the idea of Chemistro isn't stupid.
Right.
It's so much the character is an idiot.
His motivations are his.
No, he's a moron.
Right. Yeah.
We're talking about a character who's high intelligence, low wisdom.
Right.
I can turn stuff into gold, so I'm going to take it out. I'm going to kill my boss. That is the dumbest thing.
Right.
You know what I'd rather do? Humiliate my boss.
Right. Buy his company.
I would
fire him.
company.
Yeah.
Exactly.
March in the office and say you're fired or something.
I would make sure he died penniless.
Right.
You know what? Oh my God. That's infuriating.
It's intellectually insulting.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's intellectually offensive. It's like the finale of freaking Twilight.
Oh. You're gonna have to tell me about it because I didn't watch.
Oh, that's gonna be a whole.
That's gonna
be one of the shorts.
Are you gonna make me watch it?
No.
Oh, good. Thank God.
No. All right, Tony, what do you got for us?
All right, this guy's from DC. His name is Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man.
The Doom Patrol.
And okay, so I really had to I had to really think this one out because he makes an appearance in the Doom Patrol TV show, and that show is based off the Grant Morrison run.
Right.
And pretty much every character from the Grant Morrison one is like weird and wacky, but this guy is I think Golden Age Doom Patrol villain.
I was gonna say he was originally like way back.
Yep, and basically one of his hands is like a vegetable. He has a dinosaur head with him.
Right, half of his head's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
There's a great scene.
There it is, right there. There's the image.
You've seen it. You've seen it. I don't know if you've seen the Doom
No,
Patrol
I haven't
show.
yet.
You should. It's really good.
Right.
But there is a scene where he tries to rob a bank and like the dinosaur head turns on him. It's really stupid. It's so dumb.
Oh, he's actually in the show.
He's in the show, yeah.
Yeah.
And he turns into. He's got like the dinosaur head. Oh, it's wacky.
But originally in the show he's short and stubby and he's Pacific Islander, I guess, but in the comics he's like a middle-aged
He's a
white
very
guy
white guy, yeah.
with white hair.
With white hair, yeah.
And one of his other powers is he could basically grow 50 feet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay,
because
so.
I was gonna say some of the comic images he was giant. I know.
Yeah, he does that in an episode of Batman: Brave and the Bold where Batman teams up with the Doom Patrol.
Very big.
Yeah,
crazy.
And this was back in the Golden Age, so
Right.
it wasn't really meant to be outlandish for the sake of being outlandish. Like it's just.
Well, it was outlandish, but it was a more what's the way you want to put it? It was a pure expression, right? It was a pure expression of outlandishness, I guess.
Yeah. Do you ever?
It wasn't trying to deconstruct anything. It wasn't trying to be.
Yeah. Do you ever watch a movie, like a really old movie, and you're like, "This is a great movie," but you like watch it with like modern sensibilities, and you're like, "Oh, this is dumb or stupid."
This is
or
bad,
this is bad,
but it's also really good.
But it's like for the time, it works.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone read this comic that he was in,
the original Doom Patrol back in the
original
day?
Doom Patrol, and was like, yeah, animal, vegetable, mineral
it's
man.
Amazing.
Wow, this guy rocks my socks. This dude. Oh, or whatever they said. This guy's the bee's knees.
He's the bee's knees.
It's a cat's pajamas.
Anything else on Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man? That wacky guy?
That's about it.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
He's bizarre. There's another look at him,
He's
as you
just
can
a
see.
weird character, yeah.
He's got like a dinosaur head coming out of his head. Crazy.
Yeah, and in the TV show, it's a separate head, but in the comics and Batman Brave and the Bold, it's like a separate dinosaur head coming out of his face. So
It's kind of in one of the comic panels I pulled. It's like coming out of his face.
yeah.
By the way, just off topic, Batman
Yeah.
the Brave and the Bold was an
Fantastic.
awesome cartoon.
Yes.
It's great. It was a kid show. It's a great show.
It's an extension, in a lot of ways, it's an extension of Batman 66.
Oh yeah,
It was
it's
meant for my
fantastic.
demographic at the time.
Right.
and I still enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah, it was great.
Fantastic. Yeah.
It was. It was great.
Neil Patrick Harris is the music maestro.
Right. Yeah, it's a great one.
Mm,
Yeah, that
And
was a
awesome.
good one.
Tom Kenny as Plastic Man.
Right.
Ooh,
Right. Yeah.
Anyway,
What do you got next?
who's next? Me? I'm next. I have one
You're up.
who's lame, and that's fine because he's ahead of his time. Because we now live in the world where we're interconnected, right? Like you can hear people's opinions as they
Right.
scream into the void. And I
Right.
think this character would fit perfectly. and luckily the character did age up to the point to where he made sense. That's the thing. Like he wasn't just like a throwaway character. Like
Right.
he kind of made sense as he
Is
progressed.
this
Right?
the New Warriors guy?
The New Warriors guy,
Yeah.
hindsight lad.
Hindsight lad.
So yeah, from New
Yeah.
Warriors Annual Volume 1, Issue 3.
Right.
What year?
New Warriors.
I don't late,
It'd have to
early
be
90s.
late 80s.
Okay,
Is
so
it early 90s?
it's not the new Warriors that Marvel proposed a while
No,
ago,
no,
and
no.
everyone was making fun of
They
them.
keep, well, that's because it's a. Just a word about New Warriors, really quick. That's a property they, for some reason, keep trying to resurrect, and it's never been successful. Like, never.
I mean, internet gas.
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, yeah.
The hindsight lad.
So
here's a look at him, yeah.
Hindsight Lad was kind of like a dorky kind of guy who lived in the same building as Speedball, who was one of
Right.
the members of
Right.
the New Warriors. Well, Speedball was discovered, right? Yeah, he discovered his secret identity,
Right.
and he blackmailed him to become a member of the New Warriors. Right? Speedball says no.
Right.
And then and then at some point they get captured, I believe, by a street gang. So this
Hindsight lad.
this guy who put on a costume found Night Thrasher, and they both went and liberated the new warriors.
Night Thrash.
Calls himself Hindsight Lad, right? He has no powers,
Right.
and his
He
big
talks
thing-
a
his
lot.
big
By the
thing
panels
is-
I pulled, he talks a lot.
So his big thing is, this is what we could have done right on the mission we just had. It's literally
the
his
character
thing.
from South Park.
Yeah.
But years before South
Oh
Park.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Captain Hindsight.
Right.
Yeah, basically like we did all this wrong. Like, yeah, well, this is what we did wrong, guys. Like, yeah, we know, idiot. You know. So he'd be perfect for the internet age.
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
he was
his name's
Captain
Lad.
Hindsight years before South Park did it.
Yeah. At one point, he did become a full-fledged member of the New Warriors. And then he made it all the way up to, I think the last I heard him was Civil War. He made it all the
Oh
way
my
to Civil
God,
War. When
really?
the New Warriors blew up that whole whole
Right,
block.
Right.
He basically separated himself from them and doxed them. So that people knew who they were. So he's a real big POS, that guy.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Considering what happened to Speedball and what happened to him during Civil War.
Yeah, when he became penance.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So so basically, Hindsight Lad was an internet troll in real life. He was See, I told you. Like,
I told you so.
I knew this bad thing was gonna happen, but I didn't say anything.
How do you get his powers again?
He doesn't have powers.
He doesn't have powers.
He's just an idiot. He's
just
just a jerk.
He's just a jerk. Yeah.
Okay.
He's an internet troll. I told you that would happen.
Yeah. I knew that would happen. No, I told you that. I knew that would happen. See, the problem was we did this. Oh, no crap, man. So, yeah, New Warriors
Right.
Annual Volume 1, Issue 3, if you want to see Hindsight Lad. By the way, Dog Welder appears in Hitman number 18, if I didn't say that
Nice,
already.
nice.
So,
All right.
Hindsight. You know what? In a way, if you think about it, if you look deep, we're all Hindsight Lad.
It's true. There's a little
There's a
hindsight
little
lad in all of
Hindsight
us.
Lad in everyone.
Right. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's dumb. I
All
wait
right.
till my last one.
All right. My next guy. My next guy.
Mm. You told listen.
Oh my god.
You told me the name, and already it's ridiculous. I don't even know what he does,
Uh.
but you told me the name, and that's all I needed to
Well,
hear.
this villain,
Mm.
he had a flying bicycle. He had no superpowers, but he had a flying bicycle. Although they never
Explain why.
explain why.
Why or how?
And he has a horn. I assume it's his bike horn. I don't have the actual comics. This is what I found in my research. His horn could supposedly kill anyone over the age of 65.
What?
But it didn't work. It only knocked him out. Okay.
Wait, what? What? Wait. So he had a horn whose purpose it was to kill people over 65.
Right.
And it didn't work.
And it didn't work. It only knocked him out.
Wow. Failed in your one
Holy
thing.
Christ.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. Yeah. So
That's bad.
so let me give you his name.
Did he have one of those big wheel bikes?
No,
The one with the
no,
big wheel.
no.
That would have been so much better.
It was a what do they call those? The 2-seaters?
Really? Like for
Yeah.
two people?
Yeah, but he always had a dummy on the back. It was always a dummy on the back,
Oh.
which is a little weird. It's
Well, he
you
didn't.
know,
Well, he didn't want to look like an idiot doing a 2-seater alone.
Right.
He didn't want to look like a moron.
This character's name is Turner D-Century. Turner D-Century, and here's what his shtick is.
By the way, I call that as an alias from now on.
He dressed in early 1900 period correct attire,
Oh my god.
and he was appalled at the degradation in manners and politeness of people.
Nope. Good night.
Wait. Is he a Marvel guy? Wait.
He's a Marvel guy.
Oh.
He's a Marvel guy. And here is what he looks like.
Okay. So I have two
Right.
questions.
Yes.
Is he a Stanley creation? And if so,
I don't
did he get
believe
his
so.
powers from a radioactive bike or a magic bike or a bike that's been stricken by
So
magic
no,
lightning?
he's not a Stanley character.
Okay.
If you think his shtick isn't that bad, just hold on a minute, because he wants values and society to return to pre-World War I, which means he wants more manners. He wants things to return. But what that also means, and as you can see in one of the panels that I'm showing right now, his views were both very racist and very sexist.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
Right.
think of, man.
Yeah, he's pretty
Oh.
bad. He began as a Spider-Woman villain. He was killed in a Marvel team-up.
That's just disrespectful to Spider-Woman.
Right. Well, that's exactly the point. Yeah. And one of the panels, I got to read this to you because I want to hear your guys' reaction because
Okay.
I know you can't see it. He's where is it? He's trying to kill a hero. I don't know which one, but basically what he says is, as soon as it comes up, sorry, he says, "You won't be disgracing your gender any longer by prancing around in public in those effeminate tights. In other words, die."
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. So
he was killed originally in a Marvel team-up, which was the old Spider-Man team-up comic, and then he was cloned and murdered again by Deadpool.
Oh my god.
I don't have a
Right.
problem with that.
Right,
That's
right.
I don't have a problem with it. They brought him back for Deadpool to make
Right.
fun of and kill.
Right.
So what you're saying, basically, is that
Turner D-Century.
is that my guy Hindsight Lad
right.
and your guy
Turner D-Century, yeah.
are people who exist now. That's what you're telling me.
Well, I guess Turner D-Century's dead.
No, I mean like in people.
Oh,
just inherently,
right, yeah.
anybody could be Turner
That's
D-Century.
That's a good point, yeah.
Turner D-Century could be hiding in Parlor right now.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get political.
I'm just saying.
I just heard something today where I was like, are you effing kidding me? Like, people still hold this view?
Yeah.
Essentially, it was a stupid thing about how Biden said something about, we didn't have air support during the Revolutionary War or something. So somebody put, well, we sure had it on, like, August 6th and 8th or whatever. It's when the bombs were dropped in Japan. I was like,
wow,
people still.
that was him.
Ugh.
That was him. He sent
Turner
that,
D-Century.
He sent that out from his bike
right.
because he was mad because his stupid horn didn't
Well,
kill an old
How did
person.
he get on the internet?
What?
Wouldn't he be opposed to the internet?
No, because then who would listen
But
to
you're
him?
right. These people exist today. It's,
Because
it's very
because,
backwards.
Listen,
yeah.
I would imagine a guy like this would love the internet, right? Because
Oh.
sure, he could fly around on his bike and just yell from the rooftops about how whatever his views, but on the internet everyone will hear, and he doesn't have to ride his bike anymore.
That's true.
I can see him getting played by Alex Jones in live action. Yeah. I can see Alex Jones doing the part.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Alex Jones as Turner D. Century.
Let's go back to the Civil War, and he's just riding his bike.
Man,
honestly, so far the best one.
wow. Turner D. Century. He's pretty bad.
Well, the best bad
one. Yeah. All right, Tony, what do you got?
All right, this guy is
Live up to your name, Daikaiju Tony.
All right, this
Right,
guy
this
is
is
well, he's not really a comic villain, but he's from Sentai, Super Sentai, Japanese Power Rangers, and the Sentai series and Kamen Rider series. They
do have some wacky villains. Yeah.
occasionally, actually, not occasionally, like almost all the time, the villains are pretty weird.
Just real quick, just so everybody knows, if you're not familiar with Super Sentai, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the most well-known to Americans of Super Sentai series. So think about how goofy some of those villains are.
It's basically that series, the Japanese series, just cut in with American actors.
Right.
So you're basically watching Super Sentai.
So go ahead. Yeah.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which was Zoo-Ranger in Japan.
Yeah.
That had like at the time the most outlandish villains. But
Right.
The 15th Sentai series, which is Chojun Sentai Jetman,
which takes place before Zeo Ranger, like by a few years. Yeah.
Wow.
That one had in episode 10 had a villain named
This guy looks great.
Noodle Dimension.
I have not seen him. Do we have a picture of this guy?
Oh yeah, Noodle Dimension.
Noodle Dimension.
Yes.
There he is.
Hold on, let me
He is a cup of noodles.
Yes. Oh my gosh. He would have been so perfect as a summon in Final Fantasy 15, since Final Fantasy 15 had a whole cup noodle promotion thing. But yeah,
Noodle Dimension.
Basically, his evil scheme is to I think from what I remember, he like manipulates it's supposed to be like a teenager, but he's played by a middle-aged guy.
That must be the picture I have.
Yeah,
where it looks like he's over a guy.
It's a guy with an unhealthy obsession with all sorts of cup noodles.
Maybe he just looks that. Maybe he is young and he just looks that old from eating cup of noodles all the time. That stuff's not good for you guys.
Right. All the time, anyway.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
But and eventually he turns into a literal giant cup of noodles and goes on a rampage.
What does he do? What is his deal?
Noodle
Dimension
to serve tasty, hot and salty noodles.
If I remember, I think he ties some people or the robot with the giant noodle or something. But I think he also like shoots lasers out of his eyes.
Of course,
sure.
Yeah.
Can we? Hey, listen. Can we write a comic book where Noodle Dimension teams up with Turner D. Century? I mean, they're not using any of these characters anymore, right? So
it could be trademark abandonment.
Actually, occasionally, Toei would have a movie called Cho Superhero Tyson, or just Tyson movies, and aside bringing back a lot of the older actors and older Sentai heroes and writers, they'd occasionally bring back some older villains, like this one tiger who had a cannon in his back.
I mean, that sounds cooler than Cup of Noodles guy.
Yeah,
over here.
right.
Oh man,
Jesus.
You know what? I would kill for a movie where he is the main villain and he has to fight the Japanese version of Spider-Man.
Yes.
The
Japanese Spider-Man. I'd watch that.
If you don't know Japanese Spider-Man, it's amazing.
Look
yes,
up Japanese
I have a whole
Spider-Man.
shrine in my room.
Right.
I have my own costume.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
All right. I think we're on the last one.
Last one. I got the last one. So this was just dumb.
It is dumb.
This is just stupid. It's so stupid.
It is.
Like, there's nothing. Look, at least Dog Welder was meant to be dumb. And Hindsight Lad, at least they did something with him.
It's purposely snarky.
Yeah, at least they did something with him. And then we have...
I mean, Turner D. Century is meant to be sexist, a misanthrope. I mean, that's kind of built into him.
Yeah.
Noodle Dimension is inherently silly. Yeah. Right.
And then we have... from DC Comics, Arm Fall Off Boy.
That's a good name.
That's very indicative. Guess what his power is?
Guess
his arm falls off.
So he actually takes it off.
No, they call him out. They don't fall. He pulls them off. So, real quick, Arm Fall Off Boy is a
It's
Legion
bizarre.
of
It is
Superheroes
bizarre.
reject.
Right.
First appeared in Secret Origins number 46. He was based off of this
Plorp?
weird fan creation,
Really?
or like a weird. So
he uses
so like
his
the
arm,
over
yeah.
so like the over was it the Overstreet? No, it was a fanzine had this sort of weird parody character called Ear Fall Off Boy, which was supposed to be funny.
Right.
And then when they created it, they brought him back for just a silly little cameo where he was trying out for the Legion of Superheroes. And the guy who created him, or who put him in there, forgot that it was Ear Fall Off Boy. Like he was like, what was he called again? Arm Fall Off Boy. So he basically created Arm Fall Off Boy to be a reject for the Legion of Superheroes. Basically, his power is that he can pull his arms off,
Right.
and uses them as bludgeoning weapons.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
So
his
he
power will
pulls-
astound you. Yeah.
So he pulls his arm off and
Okay.
he beats you about the neck and face with his
his stump
arm.
kind of looks like a butthole.
Oh yeah, so when he
his
pulls his
stump looks
arms
like a
off, his
butthole.
sockets look
Yeah,
like
buttholes.
look like buttholes.
Yeah, they
Oh,
do.
God.
Yeah.
Like big pink.
Yeah.
It's obscene. Like I saw it thinking, "Ugh, what's happening?"
Plorp.
There's
That's the
it's pretty
sound.
obscene. Yeah.
That's the sound.
Oh god, so it's like a human Lego.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but not as charming.
Yeah. Not as charming at all.
Yeah, detachers on limbs, use them as blunt weapons. So I in my research, I was trying to figure out where he got his powers, or if they even explain it.
Right.
I guess there was like some throwaway line where Matter Eater Lad, which there's another winner, Matter Eater Lad,
Matter Eater lad.
who could eat anything, claimed that he lost his powers. He lost his powers by holding an anti-gravity metal element.
What?
Anti-gravity metal element 152. So
What?
the way
I'm
you're
confused right now.
Yeah, so he was holding some element and it made his arms fall off. So basically the way your Uncle Clem lost his fingers by holding an M80 for too long, that's how this guy lost his arms, or at least made them detach. Your Uncle Clem can't get his fingers back. They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Arm Fall Off Boy doesn't make a lot of appear. I think he recently he was in a Jimmy Olsen comic that they've been writing. So he was like,
Yeah,
in
it's a
some
great
issue of
comic,
that.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
a great book.
yeah, apparently he's like in issue 9 or 10 or something of that book.
Yeah, I'm behind
So-
it.
yeah.
I have them all.
But then the Jimmy Olsen comics were supposed to be kind of goofy, so that he
Yeah.
fits in there. That's fine.
Like the original Silver Age Jimmy Olsen are actually weirder than the new run that's intentionally
Yeah.
supposed to be silly.
Didn't Jimmy
Yeah.
also turn into a giant monster once?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, he
He's
did a bunch
been
of-
everything. He's
Yeah.
had Superman's powers. Oh man, he could just go on and on. This like some of those Silver Age comics are bizarre.
But
Yeah.
he wasn't a CIA agent.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Whoa.
I did like how in the comic that it's always raining in Gotham. That was pretty funny.
So yeah, Arm Fall Off Boy.
Yeah,
He is very real.
he is a real character.
Secret
Wow.
Origins number 46, if you can find it. Listen, it might be worth something sometime. Maybe
Right.
Zack Snyder will find some way to make him dark and gloomy. and,
Menacing.
yeah, people will be like, Arm Fall Off Boy.
Yeah.
Batman.
I mean, look at him. He looks weird. He looks like he has a
He looks
skin
like a
condition.
he looks like a doofus.
He
yeah.
has legs. He has the legs of Ben Grimm, probably drawn before Ben Grimm.
Mm.
He's got the arms of. I don't even know how to describe what his arms are like. They look like his skin is yellow, and he has like these big,
I gotta see this.
yeah. Come on over.
Yeah, butthole
He's
socket.
got these weird beads on his arms, and he's got this weird hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a better picture coming up. You can see his butthole socket, and then his weird arms.
Yeah. So Arm Fall Off Boy.
Arm fall off, boy.
It looks like
Fall Off Boy.
a fleshy Mr. Impossible from
Right.
Fantastic Four.
Right. Kinda.
Yeah, just not as impressive in
Not
any
as
way,
impressive,
in any way,
right.
shape, or form.
Right.
Yeah. Arm Fall Off Boy. So there you go, guys.
That's
Get
it,
your
yeah.
Arm Fall Off Boy T-shirts. Petition DC to bring back Arm Fall Off Boy in his own
And-
6-issue
and
miniseries.
Dog
Let's see where
Welder.
it goes. And Dog Welder. Maybe he teams up with Dog
Yeah.
Welder.
Petition Marvel to bring back some of those.
Watch
guys.
Doom Patrol on HBO Max and watch Jetman on Shout Factory.
Nice. There you go.
Sure. Yeah. What was the other guy? Chemestro?
Chemestro, yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel character, pick up some epic
You know what?
collections
No,
of
no,
Luke
you know
Cage
what?
and Heroes
You know
for
what?
Hire.
You know what?
Right.
Screw him. Forget him. He's an idiot. He's a moron. No, don't dignify this guy by buying it because of him. If you're gonna buy a book, buy it, but don't buy it because Chemestro's in it. You're an idiot too.
Wow. Man, well, those are our villains.
Oh,
those
my
are our
goodness.
really weird and cheesy villains.
Yeah, we got to do more because this is fun, and there's plenty more.
There are a lot.
There's
a
so
lot
many.
of really bad ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for the show today.
Mhm.
We're going to try to expand the channel. Of course, we're going to try to have more shows in the week. Probably a little bit shorter. We're still going to do our weekly show though.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys wanted to say or before we get out of here?
I was just gonna yell Epstein didn't kill himself, but I think that joke has run its course.
Watch the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer.
That's right. Godzilla vs.
Godzilla
Kong
vs.
trailer
Kong came
drops
out, yeah.
today,
Yep.
which by the time you see this, if you see it the first day, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks impressive, but I'm gonna hold off before
Yeah.
I make any judgments.
Mechana Kong.
Is that is that where you're going with?
Yeah.
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 I mean, we all know Kong's gonna win, right?
Yeah. Well, he
Kong wins 2021.
USA.
Hashtag.
USA. King Kong beats Godzilla in the USA.
All right, guys.
Sorry.
All right.
That is it. Thank
That's
you.
it. Yep.
Thank you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Next
See you
week.
next week.